Jonathan Blue. I'm a hazmat technician for the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office hazmat team. I'm going to take you on a tour. Come on. Alrighty, so here we are. This is the first compartment that I'm going to show you. Here we have our level A vapor tight suits, which provides full encapsulation, which protects us from airborne chemicals exposure. Okay, I'll give you a little example of what it looks like. I'm not going to open the whole bag. But we like bright colors. Now we talked about the level A suits. Now we're going to go down to the level B suit, which is another variation of chemical protecting suit. But this suit actually is non-encapsulated and it provides splash protection from various chemicals. Alright, I'll show you a little example of it in the color variation. Here we go. Just like so. And so we're going to go over to this side of the truck. Now that we talked about the level A and the level B suits, one thing that's going to assist us with protecting our feet are tingly boots. And I'm going to show you an example of the tingly boots right here. Let's pull this down. Our lovely tingly boots protect us from all types of chemicals, especially acids. We wear these with the level A suits to protect our feet. Right, so we're gonna move over to this section, which is a lot of miscellaneous equipment. I'm gonna go and open this up. First of all, we have an epoxy kit, which we use to patch up various different tanks, like saddle tanks or whatnot. Alright, we have some tape that we use to put onto the surface. And we have the epoxy, which it's a two-part mixture, which we mix up. I'll go ahead and open this up for you. It's a two-part mixture, and it mixes up together. Once you break this off, we typically will break this box open and put the substance on this, and so that we're able to mix it up together, we use acid brushes. So we mix it up and then we paint it onto a surface in order to patch up a hole. Alright, next up we have our safety vest, which it's protection for us when we go onto any type of roadway or freeway, anything of that sort. Alright. And we have our safety harnesses, which will help us or assist us in efforts and anything we have to do below grade or above grade operations. Alright, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna pull this out. This is our Drager device. This device we use for various chemicals, like for instance, chlorine. What we would do, we have a pump that goes with it. This pump can assist us in using these Drager tubes, is what we call them. These Drager tubes look like so. And what we would do with these, in order to protect the team and in order to get good readings and accurate readings, we would pull out what we call an onion sheet. This onion sheet actually gives us instructions on how to properly use or pump air into various tubes, because each of them have different instructions. So what we would do, we would use this pump tool in order to break off both ends, as so. Once we break off both ends, the arrow will indicate that we are sticking it into this area. And then based on the onion sheet, for instance, if it tells us 30 pumps, we'll get a reaction, and we'll start seeing color changes on this tube. What we would do is actually start to pump in the area of which we think the chemical is surfacing. So here we have our secret compartments. A little bit secret, not really. But under this, behind this compartment, we have the Scott's AIRPACK, which we use to aid ourselves in a IDLH environment where we need help to breathe. All right. These packs that we have can last us for about an hour, give or take. We have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 of them. So we can have 6 members use these. Let's lay this out so we can get a whole big picture to see what it looks like. So we have what we call an SCBA mask, where this regulator would attach to it. You put it on as such. Now obviously I have to return on the bottle. And I'll show you what it sounds like when we turn the bottle on. That indicates the bottle is on. We have a heads-up display or indicator that shows us how much air is in this bottle. Alright. And this is how the air actually comes out. There. That's just our pass device. When we're not moving for a period of time, it'll actually start alarming, reminding us that we need to move, or alerting other firefighters or people on the incident, letting them know that we might be injured or need some help. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Right over here, we have our toolbox. Our toolbox we have various tools in order to help us out on the scene. So if we need a tool, we stay very organized on this team. So we like to use this foam and put everything in the areas and where it's supposed to be. So that if we use something like this Phillips screwdriver, we know that, hey, this Phillips screwdriver is missing from this spot. We can put it right back. Alright, I'm going to go through the various drawers. Okay, we have our tin snips, needle nose pliers, box cutter, pry bars, rubber mallets, electrical tape that comes in handy, our various wrenches, and our saws. And we have an ohms meter as well. And moving up here, we have our radios, which we use when we go on scene. We use this to stay in touch with comm center and with anyone else who's on scene that we can connect to. Basically on-scene communication. And what we have here is our Polar T4 thermal imager, which will help us find the temperature of certain objects. Like for instance, if we were trying to get a temperature on an MC306, we can use this device and we can point it at the MC306 and we can actually get the temperature of it. Or if we're in a certain compartment, we through this little scale right here, it'll tell us what the temperature is. It has actually an optical zoom as well. If I were to put my hand in front of it, you can see the heat signature shows that my hand, it's white, so my hand is kind of hot. the darker signatures would indicate that it's a little bit cool. So here in this area, we have our various meters. The meter that we're going to start off with today is MultiRAE. Okay, a MultiRAE can detect various different gases like hydrogen cyanide, CO, stuff of that sort, oxygen. Okay, it'll tell us the oxygen, how much oxygen is in the area. Okay, obviously if we're at 19.5%, it's going to indicate, it's going to send an alarm, let us know that we're in a area that has a possible IDLH. So we're going to go down right here, and I'm going to pull out one of my favorite tools to use, which is called a Hazmat ID. Now, the thing about this Hazmat ID, it's programmed with a lot of different type of chemicals that are possibly unknown. So sometimes when we show up on scene, some of these chemicals are unknown, and obviously no one knows what they are. So through a process, we get a sample of this substance, and we can either put it here or right here underneath this hammer. Okay, and this area, this is where we would normally put the substance, and in probably about let's say 20 seconds, it'll actually give us a pretty specific reading, or a pretty good reading or indication as to what the substance is. Alright, so this is one of my favorites, a Hazmat ID. So now we're going to go down and I'm going to show you one of these other devices, which is kind of like the Hazmat ID. It's another one of my favorite tools to use. It's called the 908 device. Like the Hazmat ID, it will actually detect and tell us what certain substances are. Like for instance, fentanyl powder. If we didn't know that there was a substance of, or a fragment of, or dust particles of, let's say, fentanyl powder, we would actually get a sample of that and put that right on here in this area where this lifts up. We have these little tabs that will actually go in there. We put it there and we tighten it up, and after about 30 seconds it'll tell us exactly what the substance is. Alright, I'm going to bring you over here. This is our information center.
Alright, I'm Rodney Yinchek. I'm a sergeant with the Harris County Hazmat team. In this compartment here, we carry absorbent that we'll use for fuel spills to clean up diesel or gasoline. Carry several bags inside this hopper. Down here we carry different types of foam that we may use to help us clean up that spill. We have an air tool kit here if we need to enter some type of tanker or vessel that we assist us getting in that. And then obviously some buckets up here to help us clean up either the absorbent or whatever fuel leak we may have. Down here in this compartment we have extra air bottles, which I believe you've already saw the air packs inside the cab. These are just extra cylinders in case we run out. We can switch them out pretty quickly and pretty easily. And then we'll take you around to the other side of the truck. We'll start inside the cab here. We've got various radios up here so we can talk to the different law enforcement, fire departments that we may be responding to. And then obviously all the switches and buttons that control our lights and our light tower and generators and whatnot, some of the equipment we have here. So we have a plug right here. It's something similar you might see at your house. This is what we plug the truck in every night or every day when we back it into the bay. This keeps everything charged, our equipment, our batteries, some of our radios. So just like you plug in something at home, that's what we plug our truck in to keep it going. Down here we have different hoses that we may use to operate the air tool kit that you saw on the other side. Ropes for lowering things or whatever we may need a rope for. This is our DECON compartment, so if we need to clean someone off or clean somebody's tools off, this is the compartment we're going to come to and use some of these tools and different type of cleaning material. And down on the end we have a ice chest that we carry water bottles with us, different bags and stuff that we can put our equipment into up top, and then just various tools that we'll use on scene from time to time.